Recording with external microphone. System sound volume set to 100%.
Hello everyone. This is my third voice note to core course students, that is English core, and this is my 11th voice note overall. So today we are going to take up the first lesson in Flamingo, which is ironically called the last lesson. Of course, it's not the last one, it's the first one, but the title is the last lesson. So, first, I'll give you the meanings quickly, the meanings of the difficult words, and then I'll introduce the lesson to you. And then in the next voice note, I'll take up the text. So, the first word here is dread. D-R-E-A-D. Dread means fear. Fear. Then the next word is participle. P-A-R-T-I-C-I-P-L-E. Participle. Participle is called verb adjective.
54%. Battery charging.
It's called the verb adjective, and it combines the functions of adjectives and verbs. Well, let me talk a bit about participles here. In English, we've got three types of participles. One, present participle. For example, I saw a girl carrying a basket of flowers. Here, the main verb is saw, and carrying is not present continuous, it's a participle, क्योंकि इसके साथ is या are नहीं लगा हुआ है. तो carrying tells us something about girl, which is a noun, so it becomes adjective, and at the same time it is in the form of verb, so it is a participle. And because it is in the present tense, so it's present participle. Then we have a past participle. It's used in passive voice, like deceived by all his friends, he lost all hope. तो अब इसमें होना तो यूं चाहिए था कि he was deceived by all his friends, लेकिन हम कहते हैं deceived by all his friends. So in this case it becomes a verb, deceived. And who was deceived? He was deceived. He is a pronoun. Again, deceived tells us something about a pronoun, and so it becomes adjective also. यानी एक pronoun के बारे में कुछ बता रहा है हमें, तो adjective का function भी perform कर रहा है, और deceived अपने आप में past में verb है, passive voice में, तो ये past participle हो जाएगा. Then he having finished his work, या having finished his work, he went to play. तो having finished यानी having plus third form of the verb which is finished, तो ये perfect participle हो जाएगा, क्योंकि ये भी he के बारे में ही कुछ बता रहा है और verb form में है. So in English we have these three participles, and you would learn more about the present participle in going places, which is the last story for you. So for the time being we will continue with our meanings. The next word is edge, which means edge, edge, which means crest, 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 मतलब किनारे जो होते हैं. Then woods. Woods means timber, timber, or trees. Then we have sawmill, One word, SAWMILL. This means a mill for sawing timber, जिसे हम उर्दू में आरा घर कहते हैं. You know, saw is a cutting instrument, ari or ara. So saw, you know, is used as a verb, that is to saw a wood, लकड़ी को आरे से काटना. और sawmill वो जगह जहाँ पे लकड़ी आरे से काटी जाए. Drilling means parading or doing military practices or exercises. Resist, RESIST. Resist is to control or overcome. Bulletin board. This means news board. Draft, DRAFT, draft means a plan or outline of something. The next word is blacksmith. A person who makes iron tools, as you know. Bub. Next word is bub. B-U-B, bub. It's a French word. It means boy. In unison. In alag hai, unison alag hai. UNISON. In unison means in chorus, all together. Then the next word is ruler, RULER. The meaning that applies here is a strip or a roller, ROLLER, for ruling lines. It's a kind of scale with which you make lines. फर्क ये होता है कि स्केल तो फ्लैट फॉर्म में होता है, ये रूलर गोल फॉर्म में भी हो सकता है, जैसे कि कोई रोलर हो. तो rapping, RAPPING. Rapping means thumping, THUMPING, खटखटाते हुए. The next word is counted on. This means depended on, relied on, भरोसा करना. Commotion. This means sudden short period of noise or disturbance. Then blushed. To blush is to become pink in the face due to shame, etc. यानी शर्म से लाल पड़ जाना. Got over means control or overcame. Next word है frilled, FRILLED. Frilled means with frills, FRILLS. And frill means long narrow strips of cloth. Long narrow strips of cloth with folds. झालर जिसे बोलते हैं. Embroidered. This means decorated with stitched patterns, जिस पे कशीदाकारी की गई हो. Then we have prize days. Prize. Prize days does not mean here prize distribution days. Prize days से यहाँ मतलब है important days. Primer. Primer. This means a small book for elementary learners. Next expression is thumbed at the edges. Thumbed at the edges. This means slightly damaged at the corners because of overuse. यानी किनारों पर से थोड़ी सी मुड़ी हुई. Mounted. This means went up. Thunderclap. देखिए thunderclap वैसे तो कहते हैं loud sound of the thunder, but here it means news of an unexpected and surprising or sad event. Then the next word is wretches. WRETCHES. This means unfortunate or unhappy persons. Seeking. To seek is to try to find out. Sliding. To slide is to move smoothly. Nuisance. NUISANCE. Nuisance means something annoying or causing trouble. Then we have cranky. 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 Cranky means eccentric. ECCENTRIC. Eccentric, जिसे हम बोलते हैं सन की. Mixed up. Got confused. Then there is an interjection. Bah. 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 It is an expression of annoyance. It is an expression of annoyance or anger, and it means something like, oh, leave it. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना कि अरे छोड़ो जाने दो, ये that is bah. Put off. Put off means to suspend or to delay. To suspend or to delay. Reproach is to rebuke or to blame or to scold. Next expression is hold fast. Hold अलग है, fast अलग है, FAST. इसका literal meaning होगा hold firmly, यानी कस के पकड़े रहना. मगर in the context of the story, it means be attached to. यानी जुड़े रहना. मसलन remain attached to one's language. अपनी ज़बान से जुड़े रहना. At one stroke. All at once. Set to work means ready and prepared to work. scratching, sound of pen making markings over the paper. यानी जब हम पेपर पे पेन चलाते हैं तो जो साउंड होती है उसको स्क्रैचिंग कहा है. बीटल, BEETLE, beetle. Beetle is an insect with hard shell-like back. इसकी बैक जो होती है हार्ड होती है, शेल की तरह. हार्ड shell-like back. Fishing hooks. Hooks for catching fish. मछली पकड़ने का जो कांटा होता है. Cooed, COOED. To coo is to make a soft sound. To make a soft sound as that of pigeon, etc. As that of pigeon, etc. Next, fancy. Fancy means just imagine. यानी जरा सोचो. Worn out means reduced because of continuous use. मतलब घिस जाना. Smooth, 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 soft and leveled, LEVELLED. घिस के चिकना हो जाना. Walnut trees. These are trees of walnut fruit. Walnut fruit, अखरोट जिसे कहते हैं. Hop vine. You see, hop is a plant. Vine के माने होते हैं बेल के, जैसे ग्रेप वाइन, अंगूर की बेल. So hop vine, vine of hop tree, hop की बेल. Twined, TWINED. This means tangled. गुथ जाना, उलझ जाना, tangled. Chanted. To chant is to recite or sing. Then emotion. Emotion, as you know, means strong feeling. The next word is funny. Funny in this context means strange. Then the next word is angelus. ANGELUS. Please understand it first. It's a Roman Catholic service which is said before sunrise, at noon and at sunset. एक इनकी सर्विस होती है रोमन कैथलिक की, जो सुबह सनराइज के टाइम पे, सनराइज से पहले, नून और फिर सनसेट पे होती है. तो इसको एंजेलिस कहते हैं. And a bell rung to announce this kind of prayer is called angelus. A bell rung to announce this prayer. Trumpet. Trumpet is a horn-like instrument. ये soldiers के पास जो होता है, जो बजाते हैं trumpets. Then we have choked, CHOKED, choked. That means blocked the throat. अब ये नेक्स्ट एक्सप्रेशन है, ये फ्रेंच है, इसको लिख लीजिए पहले सही तरह से. VIVE. Next word is la, LA. Next word is France. तो ये लिखा जाता है विव ला फ्रांस और बोला जाता है वी ला फ्रांस. मतलब लॉन्ग लिव फ्रांस. Leaned, 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 which means bent. Gesture is a movement or a sign. Dismissed, closed. So these are the words for you. Now, you see, I'll introduce the lesson to you before coming to the text. This particular lesson shows the theme of it is the pain that is caused to the people of a territory by its conquerors by taking away the right to study or speak their own language. But sometimes it happens, and in the past it used to happen, that when we had colonies, when colonization used to take place, conquerors used to attack a place and establish their rule, and then they used to impose their language and force the local people to use their language and stop using their own. उस वक्त जब राजा महाराजा हुआ करते थे तो वो एक दूसरी कंट्री पे अटैक करते थे और अपनी लैंग्वेज उन पे थोप देते थे और उन्हें रोक देते थे कि वो लोग अपनी मकामी लैंग्वेज ना यूज़ कर सकें, चाहे राइटिंग में चाहे स्पीकिंग में. तो ये भी एक बहुत बड़ी सफरिंग है कि हमें हमारी नेचुरल लैंग्वेज बोलने और लिखने से रोक दिया जाए. ये बहुत दर्दनाक एक्सपीरियंस होता है, वेरी पेनफुल. We are emotionally attached to our language. अब ये मिसाल के तौर पे साउथ इंडियंस ये कहते आए हैं कि हिंदी उन पे थोपी जा रही है, तो इंडिया में 3 लैंग्वेज फार्मूला जो है वो इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया. स्कूल्स में 3 लैंग्वेजेस पढ़ाई जाती हैं. इंग्लिश और हिंदी कंपलसरी होती है और एक लोकल लैंग्वेज होती है जो हमारे इलाके में मसलन उर्दू है, साउथ में कोई और लैंग्वेज होगी, साउथ इंडियन लैंग्वेज होगी. So language is important to us, it comes to us naturally, but when we are deprived of our right to speak our own language and write our own language, then we undergo a lot of pain and suffering. So the lesson shows this. अभी तो मैं आपको सिर्फ पॉइंट्स बता रहा हूँ इम्पोर्टेंट, जब मैं एक्सप्लेन करूँगा तो और बताऊँगा. And the sub theme is very interesting, that is students' attitude to learning and teachers' attitude to teaching. So far you have encountered various teachers in your course, for example Mr. Koch, Mr. Braun, or Mr. Crocker Harris, or Mr. Franz. In this story also you will come across a teacher. There is a French teacher called Mr. M. Hamel, and the story is told by a little boy called Franz, although his name appears much later in the story. And somehow they are faced with a situation that they are the part of the last lesson. अब ये उनके लिए लास्ट लेसन है, तो उनकी क्या फीलिंग्स होती हैं, लोग कैसा महसूस करते हैं. Why it was the last lesson for them. This is what the story is about. Now, the comprehension is at 2 levels. First we have think as you read. This helps us understand the facts. Then understanding the text. After understanding facts, we are able to comment on certain points raised in the text. So we'll get a chance to talk about various language issues and practice our spoken English also in talking about the text. That is when we meet for regular classroom teaching. Now, as far as
60%.
working with words are concerned, You see, English is a great borrower of words. It has borrowed words uh, from languages, you know, from different languages. I mean, wherever it went, it borrowed words. So our story has a few French words. Most of the words in English are French words. लेकिन आपको जान के हैरत होगी कि शायद ही कोई लैंग्वेज ऐसी हो दुनिया में जिससे इंग्लिश ने वर्ड्स ना लिए हों. And this is one reason why English has become a world language. Then the focus is on idiomatic expressions and figurative use of language. In noticing form, we would learn how to use past perfect tense, जो कि आपने Portrait of a Lady में भी सीखा था. यहाँ पे उसका कुछ repetition होगा. So, you know, these are some important points related to the text. This is how we have to approach the text. Now what I'll do is that I'll read the introduction to the story. Look, Alphonse Daudet, 1840 to 1897, was a French novelist and short story writer. ये दरअसल लिखा जाता है Alphonse, 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 DAUDET, Daudet, लेकिन इसको बोलते हैं Alphonse Daudet. Now I continue. The last lesson is set in the days of the Franco-Prussian War, which took place in 1870 to 1871, in which France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck. Prussia then consisted of what now are the nations of Germany, Poland, and parts of Austria. In the 19th century, there used to be a country called Prussia. It covered Germany, Poland, and parts of Austria. इसको पर्शिया से confuse ना कीजिएगा. Persia was Persia in ancient time was a combined country including Iraq and Iran. वो दूसरा है, ये Prussia है, PRUSSI है. So Prussia was led by, the leader of Prussia was Bismarck. He was a great politician of the 19th century. So Prussia defeated France. Now in this story, the French districts of Alsace and Lorraine have passed into Prussian hands. Alsace, ALSACE, Alsace नहीं बोलते, Alsace बोलते हैं, and Lorraine. ये दो डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं फ्रांस के जो प्रशियंस के कंट्रोल में चले गए हैं. और जैसा कि हम स्टोरी में देखेंगे, प्रशियंस ने जर्मन को इम्पोज कर दिया है और फ्रेंच की टीचिंग को बैन कर दिया है. Now they ask us to read the story to find out what effect this had on the life at school. So dear friends, now I've introduced the lesson to you and read out the introduction as well. So I'll close this voice note here, and in the next voice note I'll explain you the text. So for the time being, from me, it's goodbye.
Device unlocked. Save.